Okay, so the problem is the U.S. Post Office will accept a box for shipment only if the sum of height and girth is at most 108 inches. Find the dimensions of the largest acceptable box with square top and bottom. So, what I did first was we draw the box, and since the top and the bottom are squares, we know that each side is the same, so I just called those L, and then the height is H. And in the problem, they also gave us that the sum of the height and the girth is at most 108 inches. So you can make this formula. Girth means like the perimeter of the bottom. So we do 4L plus H has to equal 108. And then you solve this equation in terms of H, or 4H to get it in terms of L, to plug into our volume equation, which we know is length times width times height, so in our case, length squared times height, and you plug H in for height, so then we have our volume formula after you distribute it out. Next, I took the derivative of our volume equation so that we can find critical numbers. So once you take the derivative, then you set the derivative equal to 0, so you can find the local max and min. And once you set that to 0, then I factored it out with 12L and then set both those equal to 0. I get L equals to 0 and L equals 18, but L equals 0 is not in our domain because if L was 0, then we would have no box. So that one gets crossed out. But then we take L is equal to 18 inches, and I put it over here, and I put it into the second derivative test. So I take the second derivative of this one, and I get my second derivative, and then I'll plug 18 in for L, and when I do that, then I find that it's negative with like v double prime of 18 is less than 0, which means our second derivative is concave down, which means we have a local max at L equals 18, which is exactly what we want. So then I come down to the bottom, and L is equal to 18, we found that here, and then I use that to plug back into our initial H equation to find the dimensions of our H max, and then that gives you 18 inches for the length, and then the height is 36 inches. So it would be 18 by 18 by 36 high, and that would give you the highest volume for the perimeter of the box that they gave you.